Thank you. Well, the check is in the mail. For years, the state of Colorado has been making people with unclaimed cash go through a challenging process to get their money back, providing identification, notarized documents, all to retrieve money that was theirs to begin with. But CBS 4 investigator Brian Moss reports that soon may change.
This is Tina.
When people lose track of various refunds, checks, dividends, stocks, and bonds, the money ends up with the state treasurer's office on this unclaimed property website. But to get your money back, you had to jump through a lot of hoops. State Treasurer Dave Young.
Well, I think people generally have felt like the process was pretty onerous.
But that may be changing. In recent weeks, the treasurer's office sent out checks to 128 people with small amounts of unclaimed money. They didn't have to file anything.
It's a pilot project, so we're going to see how it worked.
Young says other states already do the same thing. For small amounts of unclaimed money, they send checks to the likely owners without any red tape. And now Colorado is moving in that direction.
To move into the 21st century.
And while the checks that are in the mail are all for less than $100, if a lot of them reach their intended recipients, Young says the state may do the same thing with higher dollar amounts. Just cut a check and send it out as long as they think they have a good address for the recipient.
We'll know pretty soon. We'll start to see who's, if those checks are getting cashed, and that's primary data.
Young says they are hoping for an 80% success rate. He says in the past, people with small amounts of unclaimed cash were so frustrated with the process of getting their money back, they stopped trying. This new approach will hopefully make the process less painful.
Those things that work and make sense, we should be exploring them.
I'm Brian Moss, covering Colorado First.